struggling. We've been stuck in Verginia Beach for 3 days with 40-knot winds, almost in the mouth opening of the Atlantic. So we had some huge seas in there. Thank God the anchor held good. I had the Coast Guard come up and do a courtesy check on us. I had the police do a courtesy check, and a pilot boat was the first one that actually came up and was like, hey, you guys okay? Because we were right in front of a beach with residents in the back of it, and very close to it. We did not have any engine that was strong enough to beat into the waves and away from that area. So we were just thankful we were holding, but always on edge, because we had some high waves. I mean, the bow would come up out of the water, back down, and the anchor held all the while. Oh, thank goodness for that anchor. But anyway, the Coast Guard would call on a daily basis. They took my number and they would call. It's like, hey, iDos, this is U.S. Coast Guard. We call on because we are getting calls from concerned residents that looks like you're in trouble out there. Is everything okay? Yes, thank you very much. Here's our situation. We are holding good. So we are trying to get out of here. So as soon as I get a weather break, we'll be leaving out of there. So finally, we left out of there. I got a funny story on this. Left out of there on 2 engines with only 1 starter. So after dawning on me and thinking about it, and I saw that we had a slight break in the weather, slight break. The winds were still gusty, 32 knots, 34 knots, but it wasn't exceeding that 38 knots and 40 knots. So I started up 1 engine that had the starter, kept it running, took out the starter, put the starter on the other engine, and got that engine started, and kept the starter over there. I didn't swap it back again. Now I had 2 engines to beat into the wind. But there's a lot of excitement right now after the horrendous trip that we have had. We had good wind, we were doing fine, but we had problems with our motors. The motor on the port side, the starter was no good. I had a spare starter, put it in. No, let me back up. I had a spare starter, but the spare starter is not for this particular motor. It would engage and disengage at the same time. So the gear would go forward and give it half a crank, not even that, a quarter of a crank on the engine, and it would retract and just spin. I'd click it again, it would do the exact same thing. It didn't matter what I did with it. So anyway, I only had 1 engine. With that being said, the engine on the opposite side that was running was giving me problems with overheating. And today, all day, I've been battling that. Now, prior to leaving, I already had to replace the impeller. First thing I did when it was overheating is I checked the heat coil. Right now, I forget what it's called. But it's all these little tubes that go in the cylinder that runs salt water through it to cool the fresh water coolant that's inside the block, which is run by a water pump. And the salt water is run by a raw water pump, which takes a rubber impeller, easy to repair. Replace that. It had 1 fin missing. I was like, okay, that didn't do it. I would start it up, and a little while later, hot alarm would come on, shut it back down, go back, investigate the different things. I've been going berserk with it. I would prime the system, get water coming out of it. It's like, yes, I'd run it for 5 minutes and no water shooting out again. So disconnected all the hoses, found a little blockage of those little flaps from the impeller in a specific area next to the riser backflow. So I was like, okay, that was it. So primed it, started up again. Yes, we got water. Again, 5 minutes later, no water coming out of it. So I actually don't even know what fixed the problem, but we finally got it running and good water stream. As a matter of fact, the best water stream that I've ever had coming out of any of these engines. And but you know, out of that, the last thing I did was actually disconnect the tube, the pipe that comes from the sail drive that brings the water in where it originates. Opened up the seacock, saw that water was flowing through the sail drive from the bottom of the water, and so much to my surprise, it didn't gush in. It was just a run in. You know, the water would come out of that shut off into a steady stream, but not psh, that sort of thing. So anyway, I opened that up, checked the hose, it was fine, blew through the hose to see what was happening, realized how the system ran. Disconnected the hoses at the strainer basket, blew through that, and also verified that there was nothing in the lines clogging the lines. And the last thing that I also did is the way it was designed. Not by me, but the way it was designed, that backflow on the top is made up to take 3 different size water pipes. A 1 inch, a 3/4, and maybe a 3/8. So they cut the sections that you don't want, so you expose the different size holes. Well, it's a 3/4 inch pipe, and they cut the nipple of the 3/8 just before it actually went into the 3/4. So I still had a 3/8 opening. It's less than my pinky in there on a 3/4 inch pipe. Even though that was not the cause of the problem that I had, because it's been like that from day one. I did not get the water flow that I got right now, so that's why it's running a lot cooler than it has ever run. But I lost my lazy jacks, I lost my sail, I lost my reef lines. I mean, I lost a lot. It was heavy winds for it to be sailing, and I did not have much of an option but that. So anyway, we're glad to be on the way, and everything is finally somewhat back to normal. I still have to redo my lazy jacks, so I have to climb the mast tomorrow and put some pulleys up and lines down. The reason why the lazy jacks let go is because the straps that they're in, they've been eaten by the UV rays, so they are brittle, which I did not realize that, and literally I could tug on one and break it off. So I'm going to end up putting grommets in that area, because there's no way for me to sew all those layers of the fabric that's there, and then a plastic piece, all kinds of stuff. So I'll get some grommets, put grommets in, and put some little carabiners or shackles down on both sides, which will be 5 on each side, and we should be all set. Well, that's the update for this. Let me give you the rest of the sunset. So Maryland also has sunsets, almost like Florida. Oh, last note. This trip coming up north makes me realize why I moved out of here. I am dressed like this, and late at night I am double layered. I got a blanket over my head, I got the hoodie on, I got a heavy duty sweat, and I'm still freezing. So there is a reason why I welcome the long hot days in Florida. It's much more tolerable than the short cold days up in the East Coast. God, I look forward to heading back south. And my intentions are to stay in Massachusetts, or tour Massachusetts for 1 or 2 months before heading back. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. There's a few things I want to do. I want to have a friend come over. He's good with electronics. Look over a few things that I haven't been able to figure out, like the AIS, my SSB radio. So getting all these things to communicate with each other, that's key. And hopefully he can do that. He's not a marine electrician, but he's a smart kid, and he'll be able to help me out on a lot of this and not charge me the $150 rate that I paid in Key Largo for electricians that did absolutely nothing. 5 hours, 2 guys. So that was not good. But live and learn. Talk to you later. Today is Friday, and we are going up to Chesapeake. We are in Maryland. We are actually going to be pulling up to Annapolis to meet up with my older brother Theo, his wife, and picking up my youngest daughter Victoria and his son Calvin. And as we're going through here, we have a beautiful sunset going down, saying goodbye for the day. There we go. We gotta fold that up. Hey everyone. We are in Maryland, Annapolis to be exact, with some great family members.
We're so happy to be here.
Yeah,
I'm Barbara.
I'm Tio.
Yeah,
Albert's brother.
yeah,
Brother.
and we're just enjoying a beautiful. Actually, it's a gloomy day.
It's a cloudy day.
Yeah.
It's bracing and brisk and invigorating. And we're cooking pork chops on the grill. How cool is that? Right on the boat.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And we have just been tooling around.
Well,
the
everybody's
Chesapeake
been,
Bay.
yeah, everybody's been having just a blast, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Very
there's,
fun.
there's no boat like iDos, right? I mean,
None. iDos
This
is
is
the best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You don't need
Yeah.
to dream of sailing when you're on iDos because you are sailing.
It's like a dream.
living the dream.
You
Yeah.
really are.
You're just wait.
That's what
You're
it
just
is.
hoping to wake up very soon.
All right, enough.
That's your experience. Our experience has been dreamy.
Okay, good.
Nice interacting with you all.
Wait, I want to put on my more glamorous look before. Just to show, this is sort of how we roll on iDos. I don't know where my sunglasses are, but it's kind of like. This is how you-
cool.
Yeah.
Makes me feel very chic.
Yeah.
Being on my yacht with my bro-in-law.
Okay, there we are.
Tio's always like, okay, we're done.
Just once. It's recording.
You want to sit? Yeah.
Good video.
I don't want that.
Don't be rude.
Can I have something though?
What is he complaining about? You could have each. No. You have a little bit of each of this. All right.